Okay. Everything. Hey, Soga King. So, this is a little bit different. Well, not yet. There's not a whole lot of 90s just yet. This game was, this particular game was released in 1991, but it looks like this screen that you're looking at, looks like it was made a lot later. Definitely something that was, so I guess we're going to start this and see how this goes.
London is not a beautiful city. Under the soot that covers its buildings is a teeming mass of 4 million souls trying to survive, mostly off of each other. You see it in the paper every day. Thankfully, we have the London Times to keep us informed of all these troubling activities with an unbiased eye and razor-sharp accuracy. We find this publication to be of invaluable assistance in our investigations, and I'm sure you will as well. Among the forces of evil which run rampant in this city, there are also, thankfully, 2 groups of individuals who will aid us in our cause.
Yep.
As we do, they attempt to right wrongs and restore harmony and civility to the streets of London. The first of these groups is a ragtag association of young ruffians. I call them the Baker Street Irregulars. Don't let them fool you. They may be scruffy and ill-bred, but they are on the right side of the law. They can go everywhere, see everything, and overhear everyone. They are my eyes and ears in the streets of London, unquestionably a tremendous asset in our work. They will help us in our investigations if they can. The other group is a far more civilized collection of gentlemen and institutions. I call them the Baker Street Regulars. They, too, will be extremely useful in our work. At the start of any investigation, do keep in mind that it is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. Unwittingly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories instead of theories to suit facts. The people and places to whom I will now introduce you will help us to collect the facts. May we use them wisely. Come, the game's afoot.
That actor is Peter Farley, best known as, basically Sherlock Holmes, because I haven't found any other credit. So far, so good. I'm hoping everything will keep running. It looks like they did update this for a newer system, because normally, like, the resolution on that would have been, like, 320 by 200 or something.
Quentin Hogg is a crime reporter for the Police Gazette. He is an ex-police inspector who found the environment of Scotland Yard less than stimulating. He has a strong deductive mind and is a very good resource.
I have read a lot of Sherlock Holmes, all of it, and I don't remember that character.
This is a records office housing documents pertaining to births, marriages, deaths, and last wills and testaments.
Okay.
Mr. Henry Ellis is the foreign news editor for the London Times. He is a great reservoir of information of what's happening on the continent. He also has an interest in crime news. Ellis is always happy to help when he can, but you must be careful of what you tell him, or you might find what you've confided to him in the next day's Times.
Look at this guy, this Shinwell guy here. I'm so glad that that was the best screenshot that they could get for Shinwell.
Porky is not a pillar of society, I dare say, but he is a man who has learned from his mistakes and is trying to start a new life. Although he is no longer in prison, he is still behind bars, or shall I say, a bar.
Jolly good one, Holmes.
Yes, Watson. Well, the bar in question is the Raven and Rat Inn. Porky is the proprietor. He has been of great help to us in the past, and I expect he will continue to be in the future.
Porky. Lestrade? That's Lestrade? Oh, he looks like he's about to sell you a really bad loan.
Ah, Scotland Yard. If the Yard knew how to examine evidence with any skill, there would be no need for our services. Inspector Lestrade is the pick of a bad lot. But it is true they may be a source of valuable information. After all, the professional police have methods for gathering facts that are not open to us. Edward Hall is a young barrister whom you will find on most days at the Old Bailey. He's a cut above the other unimaginative members of his profession.
Holmes, don't you think you should explain to them the difference between a barrister and a solicitor?
Yes, of course, Watson. A solicitor handles the routine legal business of our society. If you do not have to go before a court, you will have no need for a barrister. If you must go before a court, then your solicitor would engage the services of a barrister.
Interesting.
Head clerk Disraeli O'Brien is your contact in the Office of Records. The Office of Records contains legal records, both criminal and civil, as well as state papers. I think you'll find O'Brien to be a walking, or should I say sitting encyclopedia of the office's affairs. Now here is a person who usually gets in the last word. Langdale Pike is a human reference work on social scandal, especially on the London scene. He contributes bits of gossip to the garbage papers that cater to an inquisitive public. If I can't find something in my own files, I go and examine the overflowing shelves of the great London Library. It is a wealth of information. This gentleman is the head chemist at Scotland Yard Criminology Laboratory. It is rumored that Murray lives in the lab. He is eternally bent over one of his tables trying to extract the history of a crime from the physical evidence he's been given. This gentleman, Sir Jasper, is the chief medical examiner for St. Bartholomew's Hospital. He is London's greatest forensic pathologist. You can depend on him for all the technical details that can be obtained from any corpse whose cause of death is in question.
Pathology? Well.
I think you'll find these tools to be positively invaluable as you endeavor to help Holmes solve these cases.
Newspaper should be your first stop. Now, what's interesting is they have to do this a bit differently because when these games were first released, they came in these large CD packets, and they came with little newspapers. You could actually read through those newspapers, the physical little printed newspaper, and to get some clues about what was going on. Of course, with the digital distribution, you don't get that, so I assume that they have to do it another way. I hope I'm coming in clear, by the way. Directory containing names. Directory tools, once you select the name, select one of the three icons, and Holmes, Watson to the destination, send the Baker Street irregulars. I think I originally played this on a 10, maybe? And there were 3 volumes of this. So, depending on how this one goes, we might play all 3 of them. Say. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, do this. Audio, subtitles are on, no. It'll be a little bit of a miracle if this plays properly, but let's hope, right? Lantern light sitting room at 221B Baker Street. Sherlock Holmes slowly takes pull from his pipe. And Dr. Watson, reclining after he peruses a discarded copy of the London Times. After Dr. Watson got married, or before?
What rubbish! What balderdash!
You must have read something terribly disturbing, Watson, for you to be so overwrought this early in the morning.
Indeed, Holmes. It's irresponsible of the Times to play upon people's superstitions.
Ah, you must be referring to the affair of the mummy's curse.
Has the entire city in an uproar. 3 men dead, and they expect us to believe that a 4,000-year-old mummy was the murderer. I'm surprised you haven't taken some interest in this case, Holmes.
To the contrary, my dear Watson. I have made some inquiries. Because, I dare say, I do believe this murderer is a much younger chap.
Oh man! Oh, we don't need to see that again. So, this is, I guess, where you start. You know, try to figure things out. Now, they changed the interface quite a bit, so it would actually work. Yep, I remember this. You got a couple of little newspapers to figure things out from there. Yeah, Watson clearly is a much older, balding chap there, so... Murder in Bloomsbury... Important there, personnel... Live ostriches, fair... Planius, crowned. On Wednesday evening, 4 men who were employed in lifting Len Farif? Yes, and the person playing Watson there, a fellow named Warren Green, again, as far as I can tell, might have done like state, but he hasn't else on. So... And, the game was directed by a guy named Corolla, whose credits include this game and Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. That's it. So, I don't know how he went from this to Roadrunner's Death Valley Rally. So, get on with it. Recent excavation. London University College on Wednesday afternoon before an appreciative audience. Dr. Ebenezer Turnbull delivered a lecture that dealt with the history of excavation, method by which they may most profitably be conducted. Turnbull and archaeologist Windybank and Andrew Weather embarking week on a Abbott's tomb at the head of the Valley of Kings, Karnak, and Luxor. Roadrunner as in the cartoon, like the Warner Brothers cartoon. So, vividly, but the modus operandi, the condition, work of this character must be carried out on the instrument necessary for the purpose, and present to realize that in classical study, as in science, ample field of experiment and discovery open to the individual. Dr. Turnbull based lecture by an explanatory object of serious death. After 9 o'clock this morning, the body of comes found lying in St. George's Road southward. A short time previous, first officer, Aberdeen Shipping, seen being led in the direction where the body was found by two women, and a body has been robbed. 2 gold earrings, which have been weird. Described as a laborer, known to be the associative of bad characters, the custody of the condition of his death. Oh, is the mic cutting out? Let me... I think I just need to make sure to talk more loudly. Sure. Actually, that might start... No, that might not be good. Let's add the noise gate back. Okay, let's see. Changed a couple of settings. Let me know if it is still cutting out. Deaths, more deaths. Lions murdered in Hyde Park. Lions were shot to death early hours of this morning. Charges of murder. Go through some of this. Take a look at March. Births, we don't care about that. Shipping departures. Care about that too much. Okay, let me know if it starts being weird again. Also on camera this time, so I have to remember the, Oh, do you think the show had the budget for FMV Lions? Hope so. Make sure remember not to pick my nose or anything since I'm on camera, and I'm not usually on camera. Charges, more deaths. Mummy, archaeologist dead in mummy's tomb. Karnak, March 4th. Professor Ebenezer, organizer of the Katabe edition, was found dead in the tomb. Reached early in the year after much labor, and the archaeologists were quite ecstatic over the excellent condition of the sarcophagus. Chamber artifacts that Katabe mummy itself. The party was in the final weeks of its work, and struck. Turnbull had worked late into the night, remaining chamber alone after other members of the party had retired for the night. His body was discovered by Mr. Weatherby, another of the project archaeologists. We might want to interview Mr. Weatherby. Turnbull had been strangled to death. Ancient linen bandages were found around his neck. Oh dear. On hearing the professor's death, several of the natives working occupation called upon Isis and Osiris for protection and forgiveness for disturbing the city. Inscriptions found on the alpic jars and doors. Death may be the furious work of the god Mautef, goddess. So, theater, you can see that they were trying to, like, be fancy and, you know, give it, like, this realistic world. Sir, my late husband, respected journalist, take fresh your memory that you our death. Records are bare indeed. Little more than that, Isadora person. Dark, staring mad with a matchbox. Still cutting out, huh? Okay. Hold on a sec. Okay, let's see here. Just adjusting some things here, guys. Okay, hopefully... I just adjusted the noise gate down a bit, so hopefully this fixes that. So, let me know if I still am cutting out. Man found dead at theater. Everybody's dying in this place. One man, 15-year-old was struck. William Breeze was struck by lightning. Fatal railway accident. And then the last one we have to look at is 12th of April. At first, this first newspaper here, the February 6, 1888, we can take a look at this, but there is nothing of importance in here. They wrote this entire thing up just as kind of a red herring. That's kind of the work that they went through back then. So, sir, with regard to the recent mummy murders, I would like to suggest that we abandon our attempts to disturb the ancients in their graves or otherwise. This applies not only to such excavations as to have become so common in Egypt, Morocco, and other foreign lands, but also to such projects in our own British Isles. If the hypothesis of such men as James Ferguson, who believes that Stonehenge in the ancient sepulchre monument of the Saxon Druids are true, we should leave these burial grounds undisturbed. Sir, the recent mummy affair points to a fact I have been trying to convince my fellow Britons of quite some time. That is, the phenomenal number of crimes, particularly those of a serious nature, committed by foreigners. Shouldn't we act now to restrict access to our beloved isle before this tragedy becomes yet worse? Things don't change, do they? So latest chipping, foreign arrivals, home arrivals, fatal accidents, proceed of concussion of the brain and just died in a few hours. Mummy strikes again. The body of James Windibank was discovered late yesterday in the room which was preparing for the British Museum's exhibit of the newly discovered artifacts of the tomb of Katabe's mummy. Where did they come up with these names? Archaeologist was found strangled around the neck, where linen bandages of the type used by the ancient Egyptians in wrapping mummies. Windibank is the third murder to be associated with the mummy. The project has been cursed with ill luck since the first discovery. Its organizer, Dr. Ebenezer Turnbull, was murdered in the actual tomb itself. So Scotland Yard has declined to name any suspects at this time. I must protest these innuendos of murderous mummies. The ancient Egyptians had progressed, but they had certainly not found the secret of everlasting life in the material world. Even had they, we cannot bring home the murder of two men, a 4,000-year-old mummy. I can only repeat that this is utter nonsense. John H. Watson. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Hey, Law, nah, this is going to be pretty ridiculous, I think. Hopefully. We will see. So now this is where we have to just... Yeah, they give you this enormous group of things that you have to take a look at. And if you click on the wrong one, then it adds a point to it. And you, and then, you know, you're supposed to do it in as few, clue points as possible. So, let's see here. So if I remember, there was that Henry Ellis fellow. Foreign news editor of the London Times. Watson hails a carriage as he and Holmes proceed to the offices of the London Times. Surely Ellis, as the editor of the Times, would have some interesting news regarding this case.
It's quite amusing, all this hoopla over a mummy's curse, I must say. Not so amusing, of course, the murder of 3 Englishmen.
Have any of your reporters uncovered anything new?
Actually, I've been in Paris the past several weeks. Just returned to London on Tuesday. I've had no involvement with the writing of any of these articles. I believe they are all the work of Philip Travis. He's one of our young reporters. For a short time, he was the Egyptian correspondent.
Was he sacked?
No. He returned to London just a few days ago. I gather he was reassigned to cover the case from here because he had some familiarity with the murder in Egypt.
Do you know Travis?
No, never actually met the chap, although I hear he's a bit of an odd duck.
Thanks for your help, Henry.
Anytime. Let me know when you catch the mummy. That's one scoop I'd like to get.
Philip Travis. So, we have to make a note of that. I'm going to just make a note here. And so we have to go back. See, normally we'd get just like a door and it would say, oh, it looks like we wasted our time. Holmes. Yes, Watson, such a waste of time. So let's go to Philip Travis. Nothing on file. Shutters were drawn tight. Heard some weird chanting, I think I did. Holmes decides to travel to Mr. Travis's home alone, leaving Watson in the company of Miss Hudson and her apple cranberry cakes. Translation is that actor wasn't available that day when they filmed this.
So you've been reading my articles in the Times. I'm honored. What do you think of them?
Quite interesting. You've clearly been following the murders quite closely. Who do you suspect?
I believe it is the work of the ancient Egyptian god Pumatef and his goddess Neith.
That's Bill Corbett of
I couldn't be more serious.
MST3K.
You see, Mr. Holmes, although I am a journalist,
and Riff
I was
Track.
actually trained as an Egyptologist. I know all about these mysteries. That's why my articles carry the force of truth.
And what is the truth, Mr. Travis?
The truth is that the Egyptians discovered the secret of life. What we call science is mere child's play compared to the knowledge they had. Look at this. Do you know what this is?
It appears to be a mummified animal of some sort, a monkey perhaps.
Precisely.
Quite a conversation piece.
I've been using it in some very important experiments which, if successful, will unlock the secret to bringing back the souls of the dead. I've been working on it, Mr. Holmes, using these tanner leaves. Watch. Uma Lotus. Licantina.
Oh, good.
Burura.
It appears that the soul of this particular monkey has no intention of making a reappearance.
It's only a matter of time. I know it is. After all, these secrets have been buried for thousands of years. These things don't happen overnight. But it will happen someday. This is my mission.
I believe I'll leave you to your work, Mr. Travis.
Don't go yet. Let me show you more.
Thank you. Some other time, perhaps.
So, and if we remember, there were some shipping companies there, so we need to take a look at, okay, under shipping companies here. Well, we might want to check out the criminology lab as well. Porky Shinwell guy. I don't think that's got anything to do with this. I'm pretty sure these sets were about as cheap as they got, so... Guy wouldn't give us the list of passengers, so we stole it. Mrs. Hudson dropped it in your notebook for... Mrs. Hudson dropped it in your notebook for us, she did. Oh boy. I'm not going to do any acts. After reading an article in the Times, Holmes hurries Watson into a carriage, believing that time is of the essence as they head over to the shipping company.
Here is a passenger list you requested, sir.
Oh, thanks. There we go. That was easy. So, is there a museum we can visit? Newspapers... London University, there we go. Knowing that Lawrence Feld works for the Egyptology department, Watson sends a few of the more well-mannered boys to consult with the chairman of the university. Want us to go nosing around at university places like that? Give us the creeps, they do. So let's go ourselves. Watson states the obvious when he recommends a trip to the Egyptology department is in order. Holmes commends the good doctor and ushers him out the door into the fading sunlight.
Such a tragedy. Fine men all, and such outstanding scholars. I still can't quite get over the shock of it.
We understand.
Professor, we're looking for background information on these three men so that we can understand how their murders might tie together.
Well, let me begin with Dr. Turnbull. Ebenezer Turnbull was responsible for organizing the Carteret expedition. Quite a remarkable man, really. This was the first time he teamed up with James Windibank. Professor Windibank was one of our most popular lecturers. In fact, several of his former students were also eager to accompany him. I recall him saying that he was having difficulty choosing. Weatherby turned out to be the lucky one. Though it seems far from it now, doesn't it? I suppose Smith and Travis turned out to be the lucky ones after all.
Smith and Travis?
Peter Smith accepted the invitation to join another expedition. As for Philip Travis, he was quite keen on accompanying Professor Windibank. In fact, he became exceedingly upset when Andrew Weatherby, a postgraduate student in the department, was chosen instead. Took it rather personally, I should say.
Interesting, so we got some names out of that. Well, we've already seen Philip Travis. Let's check out, Peter Smith fellow. Having heard Mr. Smith's name from Henry Ellis, Holmes travels to the man's residence hoping the long trip will be worth the effort.
Sorry I can't help you, Ducky, but Mr. Smith has been out of the country since the middle of March.
Wow, look at that wig.
He's a good-looking bloke, except for the dirt under his fingernails.
Oh boy. Also, why is there a prostitute at Philip Travis's place? I mean, Peter Smith's place. Why is there one, like, right there? Huh. So, let's see. Well, we need to go check out Andrew and Clarissa Weatherby. Nothing on file. I'd send two of the most responsible of the boys to the Weatherby's house, Telly and Peeps. Talked to a lovely lady, but she offered us some treats, but could barely open the tin. Well, that's useless. This must be very early in the series, because the Baker Street Irregulars were a very short-lived thing. If that lion shows up, if they're lucky it'll be two people in a costume. It might just be a stuffed lion that they roll across screen. Weatherby, Watson asks as Holmes reaches for his dear stalker hat. The great detective reminds the good doctor of the articles in the paper and the unfortunate demise of Andrew Weatherby.
I'm very sorry to intrude on you in your moment of grief.
Oh, that's quite all right. You know, Andrew and I hadn't been married very long.
Long enough to know if he had any enemies?
Oh, Andrew was so unassuming. Everyone liked him.
Including Mr. Uruburoo?
Rougarou?
I really loved my husband.
I'm sure you did. Oh, English toffee. My favorite.
Would you like one?
Please.
Sorry, you'll have to open this yourself. I've never been any good with these things.
What does that mean? And also, how does he know about Anthony Uruburu? Is that someone that we talked to that would have been, like, in another video? Huh. Well, let's go to the shipping companies. Jardine Martien and Company. Oh, we got this already.
Here's a
My
passenger
mistake.
list you requested, sir.
Okay, so, back out of here. See, the original games didn't give you this, thankfully. You just had to sit there with a pen and paper and write down everything that everybody said. We want to check out all these people here. Abdullah al-Asud, Akram Fahami. Let's go to Abdullah al-Suad. There we go.
Well, Holmes, I checked in with Mr. Al-Sad's manservant and...
And you discovered that Mr. Al-Sad was not at home.
But however did you know that?
Elementary, my dear Watson. I noticed some crumpet crumbs from the corner bakery stuck to your lapel. You haven't been gone long enough to stop for tea and interview anyone at length.
Most observant, sir.
Oh dear, Watson. Well, let's see. The other person there was... Oops. Akram Fahami.
Hello? Is anyone there? Mr. Fahmy, are you at home?
Apparently so, Watson. Look.
Oh, what ghastly business. Everyone will assume the mummy has struck again.
Hardly a plausible assumption. This poor fellow has a knife in his back and not a scrap of sheeting about his neck.
How very observant, Holmes.
Ring up Scotland Yard.
Observant?
This
It's
case
right
is
in
simple
front of
enough
you.
for them to solve.
You've solved it already.
Elementary, my dear Watson. Obviously, it was the butler.
Butler? What butler?
Exactly my point. A man as wealthy as Akram Fahmy would always have a manservant about him. After the foul deed, this one obviously beat a hasty retreat.
What are we solving here? Okay. So, are we solving his death, or are we solving someone else's? So, Akram Fahami was dead as well. Louis Fenwick. Cap in hand, and men leave 221B Baker Street.
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about the death of old... whatever his name was.
Andrew Weatherby.
Fact is, I only saw the gentleman once, just as we were boarding. And I'll tell you, I resented the first officer's questioning us on the matter, and I resent yours.
The whole voyage was a disaster from beginning to end. Our accommodations were positively abysmal. They wouldn't even let us bring Dickie into our cabin.
Dickie?
Dickie wasn't there
A
earlier?
high-strung, distasteful little mutt.
How can you say that, Merrill? You know Dickie is a blue-blooded Yorkshire Terrier. Mumsy will be with you in just a moment, Dickiekins. He's a bit under the weather, you know. That's why we were only able to stay in Egypt for 2 weeks. Dickie was so disappointed. He so wanted to see the Sphinx.
Mr. Holmes is not interested in your incessant whining, Louise.
Oh, now I whine, do I? There was a time you thought I had a lovely speaking voice. It's true, Mr. Holmes. He once adored me.
No doubt.
Mr. Holmes' marriage
For the
counselor.
love of God, Louise, spare us your blubbering.
Oops. It's pretty great. I love this acting. Let's see, who else is there? Merrill Fenwick, Philip Travis, Anthony Uruburu. Uruburu. Excuse me a second. Whoa.
If this is an inconvenient time, perhaps I could come back, Mr. Uruburu.
I wouldn't hear of it. Just a bit of a hangover. I've weathered plenty worse than this.
I'm investigating the death of Andrew Weatherby. You were on the ship with him out of Cairo. Did you happen to make his acquaintance?
Weatherby, a most tedious fellow.
So tedious, one might want to do him in.
Don't be preposterous. In my condition, I couldn't have done anything of the sort.
What condition was that?
And I thought you were a great detective. The first night out, a few of us threw a bit of a bash that went on until we docked in London.
Did Mrs. Weatherby attend this particular bash?
She was the guest of honor, you might say.
Did they gangbang her or something? What the hell? Had a liaison with Clarissa Weatherby. Oh dear. I wonder if we go back to the Weatherbys if... up this.
I'm very sorry to intrude on you in your moment of grief.
Oh, that's quite all right. You know, Andrew and I hadn't been married very long.
Long enough to know if he had any enemies?
Oh, Andrew was so unassuming. Everyone liked him.
Including Mr. Urubaru?
I really loved my husband.
I'm sure you did. Oh, English toffee. My favorite.
Okay, so
Would
we've
you
seen
like
this already.
one?
Please.
I thought they might confront her with
Sorry, you'll have to open this yourself.
liaison.
I've never been any good with these things.
So. Let's just check the notes here. Okay. Let's go to the London Library.
Here it is, Holmes. Egyptian mummies are embalmed bodies preserved to facilitate their resurrection. Many mummies have been found, and they are almost always the bodies of pharaohs. The pharaohs believed that one day their bodies would be brought back to life. See History of Egyptian Mummies by Pettigrew, London, 1834.
Very good, Watson.
You can read, and you had to go to the London Library for that? Really? Oh yes, Meek, Sir Jasper Meek. The London Examiner. Let's see what he has to say.
Beg your pardon, but could I have a word with you, Sir Jasper?
Dr. Watson, of course. Are you investigating the death of Samuel Sneed? I just finished with him.
No, we're interested in James Windibank.
Ah, the mummy's latest victim, of course. Who hired Holmes for this one? King Tut?
Oh, that's a jolly good one. Actually, we don't have a client on this one.
Just for fun, eh? Well, about the only thing I can tell you is that mummy has very powerful hands.
What do you mean?
The trachea was crushed along with one of the vertebrae of the neck. Death was instantaneous. Snap.
But the papers' reports say that there were mummy wrappings found round the neck.
Just window dressing. Without question, it was bare hands. The bruises and the way that the vertebrae was crushed leave no doubt about that.
Thank you very much for your time, Sir Jasper. We're very much appreciative.
Not at all, Watson. You will let me know when you've convicted the mummy.
Beg your pardon?
Well, so I can perform an autopsy on him. Would be most fascinating, don't you think?
King Tut? That's a good question. I thought King Tut was found later, but, Yes, he was much later. King Tut was found in 1922, and this takes place in 1889. So, oh my gosh. Ridiculous. Okay. So we need to go check some of those regulars that we saw there. Head chemist at Scotland Yard Criminology Lab.
Pettigrew wrote this book over 50 years ago, and there's still nothing better on the subject. Fascinating. Just fascinating. And what can I do for you today, Whitson?
It's Watson, sir.
Watson, yes, of course.
We're interested in what you may have learned about this mummy case.
Oh, so these days it's mummies you're chasing down with that fella Helms.
It's Holmes, sir.
This is what I said now, isn't it, Whitson?
Yes, I believe you did, sir.
Let me show you what I found so far. This is the bit of linen that was found round the neck of James Windibank. I examined it thoroughly, and it is quite old, perhaps thousands of years. However, it is not the murder weapon.
Are you certain of that?
Aye. The linen is quite old, but it's not at all strong enough to strangle a grown man.
Very interesting, sir.
I also found something quite fascinating. Take a look through this glass. Do you see those short hairs on the fabric?
They look precisely like hairs.
Of course they look like hairs. But what kind of hairs? They're not human hairs. They're dog hairs. Now, look at this. This piece of linen was found round the neck of the victim on board the ship. Well, his name was Leatherby or something. It is also quite old, and on it I found more hairs.
More dog hairs?
No, my dear man, monkey hairs. I've not yet been able to identify the precise species, but it's just extraordinary, isn't it?
Quite. But what do you think it all means?
Well, I'm not the sort who likes to jump to conclusions, Whitson. But I can assure you that neither of these bandages were the murder weapons.
Why didn't Holmes come to this? That's kind of important. Also, remember that guy was trying to resurrect a mummy. So clearly he must have something to do with this. He was trying to resurrect that monkey, I should say. So... Captain of the Eastern Express. Remember, he was in the newspaper.
We had just come through a rather grueling storm, so I sent my first officer, Luther Tenney, down into the hold to check on the condition of the cargo. He reported back post-haste that Mr. Weatherby was lying dead among the Egyptian artifacts we were transporting. I turned over the helm to Tenney and went below to have a look for myself.
And did what you see confirm Teddy's report?
Unfortunately, yes. Weatherby was lying next to that coffin, or whatever it's called, apparently strangled. I went back to the bridge and put Tenney in charge of the investigation.
And what did he uncover?
Well, you'll have to ask him for the specifics, because I can scarcely recall the details.
Yes, let's just do it all in drawings. Go to those notes again. Putting Luther Tenney. Let's make a note there.
Let me tell you, a murder, even by a 4,000-year-old mummy, was only one odd thing in a string of bad luck on this voyage.
What sort of bad luck?
It all started with the crew, really. Seamen
More
were rather
pictures.
superstitious lot to begin with, and the idea of carrying about a 4,000-year-old mummy had 'em shivering in their timbers. We almost faced a bloody mutiny. And there were the passengers, a strange lot.
I can't get my
I can
accent
tell you
right.
that reporter fellow, Travis, did us no service at all with his mystic mumbo-jumbo. He and Professor Windibank had a regular war of words going on about whatever powers this mummy was supposed to have. And there was the two Arabs.
Arabs? Interesting. Do you recall their names?
I should hope I do. One was called Farmy. He always carried around this curious little box. No clue what was in it, but Farmy never let it out of his sight. The other one's name was Al Sard, and he spent most of his time lurking about watching Farmy. My guess is he wanted that box.
Sounds like you had your hands full.
I haven't even told you about the fight yet between Mr. Weatherby and Mr. Arubaru.
Over what?
Weatherby's wife, I'd say, though they were a tight-lipped lot about it.
I see. Tell me, Lieutenant, we understand that you were the first person to discover the body.
Yes, sir, I was. Captain Ramsey sent me down to inspect the hold. And I went immediately over to them Egyptian crates. Professor Winterbank was particularly anxious about him, you know.
Could you describe the scene as you remember it?
I'll never forget it. I just made my way to the back of the hold, and I noticed at the top of them crates, the one what carried the mummy's coffin was raised up kind of funny like. The coffin lid was laid off to one side, and there was Mr. Weatherby all sprawled on the floor next to a bowl of ashes. He'd been strangled by a length of the mummy's sheeting. It was bloody gruesome, I tell you. Poor bloke's eyes popped out like a couple of sausages on a hot iron skillet.
Quite a vivid picture, don't you agree, Holmes?
Quite. And you reported this to Captain Ramsey straight away?
Absolutely. In fact, the captain put me in charge of the entire investigation.
And what did you discover? Did anybody have any contact with Weatherby on the night of the murder?
Not that I know of. I could account for all the crew. The passengers were in their cabins as far as anyone knew or would say. Nobody saw anything, heard anything, or knew anything. Besides, Weatherby was seasick from the beginning. He stayed pretty much in his cabin all the time. Maybe that's why the lovely young Mrs. Weatherby was gallivanting about.
With Uruburu?
Yes, indeed.
And what of the bowl? Where is it now?
The bowl?
With the ashes.
Oh, yes. You know, now that you mention it, I don't recall ever seeing it again.
Interesting. Okay. Whoops. Let me go back. There. So we saw Luther Tenney. So we need to see Herman Ramsey. Wait, we saw him already. So then let's refer to some of the regulars. That was let's visit old Porky. There he is in the Porky Shin. What do you think Porky is short for?
There was a couple of blokes in here just a fortnight ago what mentioned the Eastern Empress. Never seen 'em before. Haven't seen 'em since. One was a swarthy fellow, Arab unless I miss my guess. The other was an old English gent. I overheard 'em say something about a bird and later caught the name of the ship. I hope that helps you. Care for a drink, yeah?
Pork chops? Parents looked at him and said, "Let's call him Pork Chops." We went to Luther Tenney. We went to Philip Travis. And to Anthony Uruburu. We went to James Windibanks, if I recall. Did we? I don't remember.
James was so thrilled when Dr. Turnbull invited him to join the expedition. He felt he had spent his entire life reading books about archaeology, and now was finally getting an opportunity to go out into the field.
Tell me, Mrs. Winterberg, when your husband returned, did he discuss the deaths of his colleagues?
Of course. James was extremely upset. I know he did not believe a curse to be responsible. My husband was a man of science.
I love that they obviously filmed this on like video because there's just not enough resolution for it to cut out the green that was shining all over the place. for them to do color correction. So let's see. James Windibanks, Philip Travis, Orky Shinwell, the library. Did we go to the Fenwicks? Yes, I think we did. I don't know. Let's go check.
I'm sorry.
Yes, we did. We saw these fellows. So we should almost have enough information to solve the case. The Great Detective. Let's see here. I think we should almost be ready to try this. Yeah, I believe that's where you go to the judge. This is weird, like, Sherlock Holmes never, like, took cases to a judge or anything. That was not his thing.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Oh, good. More acting.
The Queen's Court now stands in order.
Yes, I don't need to replay that.
Mr. Holmes, I understand you've been looking into the mummy murders.
Yes, my lord.
Tell me then, who was Ebenezer Turnbull's murderer?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was that Philip Travis fellow who was trying to resurrect that weird monkey.
And what makes you so certain? What was Travis' motive for killing Turnbull?
Publicly lambasted Travis for questioning the doctor's credentials, maybe?
And what of Andrew Weatherby? Who murdered him?
I'm pretty sure Philip Travis just killed everybody.
So, you say Travis killed Turnbull and Weatherby?
Yes, I believe he did, my lord.
But what was his motive to kill Weatherby, Mr. Holmes?
Travis was angry that Weatherby was chosen for the expedition instead of himself. That was true. Because Weatherby went on it and Travis didn't.
Ah, revenge. The oldest motive in the book. Now, Mr. Holmes, who killed James Windibank?
Travis is the... I'm just going to go with Travis.
This Travis seems to be quite a busy fellow. What made him kill James Windibank?
Well, that was the expedition again.
Well, you've done an admirable job in resolving this mystery. I'd say you're on a par with just about any other armchair detective out there. I would suggest, however, that you rethink this case again, thereby improving your sleuthing skills.
What? We were wrong?
We must be slipping, my dear Holmes. But in any event, I'm breathing easier. At least we got our men.
Wait a second. Holmes has scored 35, your score 235. So, you're supposed to basically... And it's 10 points to go and visit someone, and 5 points to send the irregulars. So you're supposed to basically solve this in, like, 3 maneuvers? So, I'm curious...
What's wrong?
I'm curious if we can... Like, knowing what we do... if we can do this in like 3 or 4 maneuvers.
James was so...
Yeah, I don't care. So.
So you've been reading my...
So you notice we're already at 20 points. 20 points. And so, in order to... Basically, the only way to get Holmes' score is you'd have to play it twice. So let's go to the, let's go to the, forensics guy.
Beg your pardon, but could I have a word with you, sir?
We're done with you. If we back out, we're already at 30. So basically in 3 maneuvers you basically have to know the answer. Yeah, Holmes is cheating, clearly. So now, since we know the answers, let's just go to the judge straight away.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but it seems you will have to turn up a clue or 2 more before I'll judge this case.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, buddy. Let's see here.
It's quite amusing, all this hoopla over...
That, so already we're over... Yeah, already we're over it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, screw you. Okay, and then that one other guy is dead, so let's go to, Mommy.
Hello?
Yeah, this guy's dead, we know.
I'm sorry.
Now, will they judge the case?
No, gentlemen. You haven't done a thorough enough job of investigating yet.
I know the answer, asshole. Okay, what we need to do is go to,
Now, the thing what does strike me as odd is the passenger list of the Eastern Empress.
looks
Now, I'm
so
not
bored.
saying it has anything to do with the mummy murders, mind you, but it was a bit out of the ordinary.
What was Holmes?
Akram Farmi, for starters. He's a well-known importer, he is. For a price, a considerable price by all accounts, he can acquire whatever one's heart desires, be it jewels, art objects, or even wild animals, if that's what you fancy. I'd say he was on board that ship to transport something very valuable.
The presence of one high-powered importer on a London-bound vessel is hardly reason for suspicion.
Right, oh. But Abdullah al-Saad was also on board.
Oh, yes. The well-known agent for the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire.
You never miss a trick, do you, Holmes? Well, whatever it was what Farmi was carrying, I'd say it was something those Turks wanted to get their hands on.
okay. So is that enough?
I'm sorry.
Screw you. Okay.
If this is an inconvenient time...
And we know you were banging that other lady. And there.
Let me tell you.
And we know. Next time we do this, I want to see what...
I'm...
Screw you! I'm curious what, Holmes's, solution would be. Okay. Okay, meat we saw. Murray, I think we need.
Pettigrew wrote this book over...
Yep. What more do you need?
We had just come through a rather grueling storm.
There we go. Okay.
Let me tell...
Oh, we did that already. That added 10 points. I'm just very curious what Holmes' solution is.
I'm very sorry to intrude on you in your moment of grief.
Oh, that's quite all right. You know, Andrew and I hadn't been married very long.
Long enough to know if you had any enemies?
Oh, Andrew was
how
so
all these American
unassuming.
actors are struggling
Everyone
to
liked him.
to pull off a British accent.
Including Mr. Uruburu?
I really loved my husband.
We know. Okay. So we've seen that before. So is that enough?
No, gentlemen.
Not enough.
Such a tragedy. Fine men all, and such outstanding scholars. I still can't quite get over the shock of it.
We understand.
Professor, we're looking for background information on these three men so that we can understand how their murders might tie together.
Well, let me begin with Dr. Turnbull. Ebenezer Turnbull was responsible for organizing the Carteret expedition. Quite a remarkable man, really.
Okay, we saw that. So is that enough?
Hear ye, hear
There we
ye.
go. So now we get to see...
Mr. Holmes, I understand you've been looking into
Travis
the
was on a
mummy.
murder spree.
And what makes you so certain? What of Andrew Weatherby? So,
Travis
you
murdered
say
this person
Travis.
too, we know.
Revenge. The oldest... This Travis seems to be quite a busy fellow. Well, you've done an admirable job in resolving this mystery. I'd say you're on...
Okay. So
We
what
must
is
be slipping,
Holmes'
my dear
solution?
Holmes. But in any event, I'm breathing easier. At least we got our men.
Well, Watson, I believe this case is solved. And for your information, it was not the mummy.
Come, Holmes. I never thought for a moment it was the mummy.
Of course not, Watson. However, the murderer and the mummy did have one thing in common.
What's that?
They both were the only ones present at the time of the murders, except, of course, the victims.
You state the obvious, Holmes.
Ah, but it is seeing the obvious that is important. First, I saw no reason to assume that we were dealing with more than one murderer. Secondly, the locations of the murders limited the number of suspects.
Limited them? The first murder was in Egypt, the second on ship in the middle of the sea, and the third in London. You call the entire populations of London and Egypt a limited number of suspects?
No, Watson. We had to find someone who was in Egypt for the first murder, on the ship for the second, and in London for the third.
Oh, but of course.
According to the newspapers, the Eastern Empress was in Bombay at the time of Ebenezer Turnbull's murder, so that eliminated the ship's crew as suspects. Thus, I needed the list of passengers who boarded the ship at Cairo. It was our visit to Jardine, Mason and Company that provided our first critical clue. From it, I learned that Philip Travis was a passenger. I then learned that Travis was the chap who reported on the first murder. He became one suspect, but I had no motive. Clarissa Weatherby, who was also at the scene of the murder in Cairo, was another possible suspect, since she appears to have had a bit of a dalliance with Mr. Uruburu there on the high seas. So I had found her motive for the murder of Weatherby, but not a motive for the murder of the others.
Then whom did you eliminate?
Mrs. Weatherby. Her hands were not strong enough even to open a jar of English toffee, let alone strangle a grown man.
And what of Travis's motive?
It seems that Travis was a student in the Egyptology department at London University and had studied under James Windibank. He wanted very badly to be chosen as a member of the expedition, but Windibank turned him down. Instead, Weatherby was chosen and Travis was furious. So there you have the motive for 2 of the murders.
And what of his motive for the murder of Turnbull?
Evidently, Travis had written a vicious article questioning Dr. Turnbull's credentials to lead the expedition. Turnbull's response was quite harsh, probably powerful enough to drive an odd duck like Travis to murder.
Very impressive, Holmes.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Well, that still doesn't tell me how Sherlock Holmes could possibly solve that in 35 points. I have no clue. So basically he goes to James Martin, Philip Travis, Jardine Matin, the shipping company, then Philip Travis, then Weatherby, then Urubu. That's enough evidence to go to the court? I don't know. I think the game is calling some bullshit here. Late to the game, Lament! We just finished this game. The whole game is like 35-40 minutes. Cheated? Yes. I agree. Copyright 2012, so they did redo the game then. Interesting. So there are 3 of these games. I don't think I'll play all of them tonight. I think I'll switch over to another game if you guys don't mind. The current game will be saved, sure. I didn't think that there was any saving in these sorts of games. So, I'm going to do a game called Among the Sleep, which I'm sure you guys have heard of, and I've just been wanting to try out. Well, I mean, basically all they have with that are a bunch of video files, and I guess some other, like, audio, some other, like, I don't know what they actually have to make it, like, work on current systems, but I guess it was pretty cheap to do it. Contradiction, Spot the Liar? No, I haven't played that. What is that one about? Okay. Change up the resolution so it's not all wonky. The recent FM, yeah. I mean, they put a... It looks like that company got all 3 of those games. There were 3 consulting detective games. And so I'm glad they got all of them, and I've got all of them. So I'm definitely going to play all of them. And, you know, for me, I would play all of the Sherlock Holmes games, because I'm a Sherlock Holmes nut. And I can nerd out on them and say, like, oh, this came from this game, or this came from this story, or whatever. Because I love that sort of stuff. And so, Yeah, I've got, gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Sherlock Holmes games. Oh, that's... Oh, now I know it. Oh, that's the one with the ridiculous acting. I have that game. I have that game on the PS4. So, maybe I should throw that one on, because that would be ridiculous. Because I saw some scenes from that. That guy who they got for the main guy was eating up the screen. I loved it. Loved it so much. Yeah, I do have that. I got it for like $5 or $8 or something. It was super cheap. Yeah. Do you guys want to see that that contradiction game? I assume that everybody in the entire world has streamed the hell out of that. I'm so glad that someone else decided to make a modern FMV game, because those things are pretty rare.
Hey, sweetie. Did you finish your drink already? Careful. It might break. Now it'll only be a minute. Mommy just has to make sure that the cake is perfect.
I think I am a baby.
Let's see. There and there.
So you don't teach kids advanced math on an abacus?
Oh, look at you. You're so adorable in your tiny footed
You'd like to see
pajamas.
that contradiction game, Clarissa? I will put that on.
Happy birthday, sweetie. Wow, 2 years today. Oops. I think I know a little someone who's ready for some cake. Chugga 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 choo choo.
No!
Here it comes through the tunnel. Choo choo.
Okay, well, I will definitely set up contradiction as well. If you guys want, I can do that. I can set that up tonight.
What are you doing?
Yes, among the sleep, not among the sheep. So what's up with this kid?
Hey, you. Look what I found. I wonder what it is. Why don't we go upstairs and find out? Oh my, how much cake did you have?
Maybe there's just enough acid in the baby food? Contradiction, that's a damn good idea. Oh god, what's going on? This is among the sleep law. Something I was going to try out. Although if people would prefer contradiction, I can switch over
now
to
let's
that.
see what's inside. Maybe it's a new toy.
Oh my god, this mother looks terrifying. This is a Norwegian game. I haven't played many Norwegian games. Oh my god.
Okay, sweetie. Be a dear and play for a bit. Mommy will be right back.
I have no clue what type of game this is. What is that? Jesus. Let's close that. Fuck is that? Oh.
Hey, you found me. My name is Teddy. Nice to meet you. Hey, what's your name? Not much of a talker yet, eh? Let's play a game. I know. I'll hide the pink elephant while you're not looking. Come here. Turn around and cover your eyes. There. You can look now.
My god, this is... Well, I think that's a pink elephant.
You found it!
Jesus. Doing that, Teddy.
Wow. Is that a music box? Does it work?
Well, let's find out.
That's a nice melody. What's this?
Ted 3?
5 thirsty animals upon a dry, dry hill. We could use a drink, they sang, and started to drill. Unless we reach water with our newly dug well, I think we'll have to bid each other fare thee well. Oh!
There were a lot of Ted costumes
Does it
at
run?
the
How do you
at the
start
Halloween
it?
stores. That nobody was buying.
Round and round and round. Hey, pick me up and carry me on your back. I want to show you something. We need someplace very dark.
Oh, God.
How about your closet? It has to be darker. Shut the doors completely. It has to be darker. Shut the doors completely.
Jesus, what is in here?
Good. This will do nicely. I hope there are no monsters in here. If you ever feel scared in a dark place like this, you can hug me tightly. You might feel a little bit safer.
Oh my God.
I don't think we're supposed to be here. We must be careful. I don't like this. Did you hear that?
What writing is that?
Something's coming.
L? Hey, wealthy aardvark, how are you?
There you are. What are you doing in the closet? Oh, are you playing with your new friend? Hello, Mr. Bear. Nice to meet you. How are you today? You've got to stop hiding from Mommy. I hope you had a good birthday, hon. Mommy would be very sad if you didn't. And now it's time for bed. If you go to sleep now, you can wake up early tomorrow and play with your friend all day. Every little boy and girl are sleeping now, all over the world. And they're waiting just for you. We shouldn't keep them. Good night, hon. Sweet dreams.
Yeah, that mother is terrifying looking. Like, that face is, scary. You were attacked by a purring cat? Purring cats don't seem that terrifying. Screeching cats, maybe. So far, things are good. We played through the first volume... Oh, God. We played through the first volume of Consulting Detective. And we're gonna do some more of that. Oh. And the idea was thrown out to do some contradiction. Ridiculous. I think some ridiculous FMV games would be good. Hell. What the hell game is this? Clearly I can't get out there. What a little asshole. Stand up. Yeah, cats just want your attention, I suppose. There we go. What the hell is that?
Thank you. Something's not right. We need to find your mother.
to choose. Little asshole can't crawl, can't walk very far. What? Invisible walls, that's crap. Oh, what's this? Oh, just a terrible picture. Ah, maybe I can get downstairs. There we go.
We have to be very quiet. We don't know what might be listening.
Jeez. Oh, so it's... Mother's watching ninja movies. I approve. What the fuck was that? This is the beginning of the game? Yeah. Not more than maybe 15 minutes in. $10 or 15 minutes in. Well, the mom seems to be doing okay. Oh, I can't climb up? Huh. God damn it, what is this? Did I choose another terrifying game to play? Okay, looks like an office. Save. And shit. What the hell is that? Okay. That the mom? Looks like it. Okay, I see what we're doing.
She's not here.
The hell? Better not be showering. I don't want to get kicked off of Twitch. Let's see here. Let me just fix something. Yeah, Jesus! What the hell? What the hell was that? No, Sasquatches, I don't want to see her showering. I don't want to get kicked off of Steam. Or not Steam, Twitch. fucking fuck? The hell is this?
Oh, what is this?
The hell did she give this kid to go to sleep?
Can you see your reflection?
It's her, but it seems more like a memory. Are you all right?
Well, where are we? Are we in the last part of Half-Life?
Whoa. What is this place?
Last levels of Half-Life looked like this.
A playhouse? What's that doing here? Is it locked? I might be able to open it from the inside if you help me up. Whoa, look at this place. Listen. There it is again.
Maybe it's just a
Sounds
nightmare?
like it's coming
Maybe.
from behind this door. There must be a way to open it. It seems like these are connected somehow. Maybe it requires some sort of key. Is there anything we can use?
What is that, an ornament? Like a Christmas ornament?
Why didn't it open? Let's find a way to open it. What did you find? It's rather small, but it looks like my paws might fit. Aha! It's a button. That's it. It seems like the memory you share with her unlocked the door. Maybe if we can find more memories like this, it might bring us to her. It looks like we need 3 more. I wonder where this will take us. And to be honest,
that was the pendant on the mother's necklace. Okay. Let's see here.
Well, this doesn't look too bad. memory is close by.
Okay. That makes sense that that's something he would remember. I don't know where that owl is from. I wasn't observant enough.
Whoa, over there. It looks like another memory across that bridge. Is there a way up this tower?
There I go as I fumble around trying to figure this out. Oh dear. Hell is that?
Shh. We should be careful.
Oops, need some more owls. It's a well-known fact that babies weigh 5 owls. Oh, jeez. Oh, well that's a kind of a big owl. With a shitty drawing inside. Yeah, I believe it was the British unit before they switched over to stone. Yeah, not enough owls to go around.
This place creeps me out. I hope your mother is okay.
see. Okay, so we can't go back up there? Let's keep going. What is this? That looks like some freaking IKEA toy. I don't know how the bear works exactly, but I think it is... I don't think the bear's got a built-in flashlight. I think it just, like, gives him comfort or something, and that lights the way or some such weirdness. Oh, is that? Nope. Come on, up you go. There we go. Okay. On we go. I think that's all the birds, but we will see. Oh no, babies weigh 6 birds, 6 owls. So I guess when we walk up here, now we're gonna fall down again. Yeah, stupid fat baby. What is this? There we go. blindly stumble.
All right then, one more time. But that's it.
Oh, that music box.
Oh, finally. We must be getting closer.
What the heck is going on? Okay.
We made it back.
Terrifying bear. Not as terrifying as the mother, but still terrifying. I've been trying to, like, click on them, but it doesn't seem to do anything.
We have to find a way to safety. Find a way out of this mess.
When I see one again, I'll try clicking on it again and see if I've been missing this all along.
Your mother. She must be so worried about
Yeah, I can't seem to do anything.
But don't be afraid. You and me will work this all out together. I know we will. Well, you know the ropes by now.
Do I? Okay.
Sounds clearer now, don't you think? Whoa. Come on, we have no time to lose. Watch your step.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. I think next time, maybe we'll play one of those Sherlock Holmes games and then do Contradiction. Something... 2 ridiculous FMV games at once.
What is this place? I think we should keep quiet.
To baby hell? I think so. What the hell is this place? This looks like some sort of grandma's house. Are these like carpets rolled up? Or, I mean, they look like trees, I suppose, but... I don't know, Twitch, you know, it would be something Twitch has never seen before, except that they're running all of the Bob Ross marathon now, which is great, by the way. I can't believe you guys aren't watching that. You guys should be.
Those floaty things, they look like memories. Maybe the next one is behind those roots.
There we go. Isn't it? I'm glad that they're doing it. I don't know... Oh dear. I mean, I don't know any other creative channels that are worth, like, checking out. Because Bob Ross, you know, was... Whoa. I mean, he only did one thing, he only did, you know, landscapes, but he was really, really good at landscapes. Yeah, I love watching Bob Ross paint. It makes me feel, It's rough because it makes you feel like you could do that. No, that guy had like years and years of experience in that, and was extremely good at it. Yeah, he was a, what's it, a drill instructor, I believe. Looks like, podium? Okay. Now, my understanding it was a drill instructor born in Daytona Beach, Florida, died in Smyrna Beach, Florida, and was all about... And, yeah, I think he learned what he did from Bill Alexander, who was the other guy that had the painting show. Yeah, I spent some time in Alaska, I understand. And believe me, I would do whatever I can to get the hell out of Alaska. Especially if you are born in and know Florida. What's that? Whoa. Well, Bob Ross is a pretty cool subject, don't you think? Hope you guys have been checking that out. There we go. Another puzzle piece. There you go, see? A Floridian, Florida guy, giving a good name to Florida. Oh. Is the baby dead? Awesome. Yeah! Kill those babies. Ah. Whoa, what the hell happened? Oh, Florida Man. There's an interesting story as to the whole Florida Man thing, I think. Like, it makes Florida seem like such a weird state, when in fact, it really isn't. It's this very mundane law, just called the Sunrise, I believe it's the Sunrise Clause, that just makes all government information extremely public. And so that just means that it's very easy to write stories about Florida that are weird, when in fact I'm pretty sure all the weirdest and craziest people are all in Los Angeles and Texas. Mostly Texas.
This place feels... Let's not dwell here for too long.
I mean, is anybody in the chat from Texas or have relatives from Texas? Probably the weirdest people in your family. Yeah, Sunrise Law, something like that. Oh, there we go. That just makes all of the government files very easy to get to. It was born and raised in the Midwest. Yeah, there. That's much more normal. Whoa. Oh, geez, they're just boots. So I guess all the weird writing is just meant to be like, this is what the baby sees. The baby has no clue, like, what that writing means. That's pretty cool. I don't know who the Latin Kings are. I assume they're a music group? See, I think that this is probably only a horror game if you have a kid. If you have a baby. Like, you'd be like, oh my gosh, my baby will go and do all of this or that. Get into the pantry or whatever. Yeah, it seems like a suspense adventure sort of thing. Okay, how do we get up here? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that horrendous looking, like, figure is that keeps appearing. Like if it's the dad or something? What was that? An old-fashioned well. Okay, so I need that thing. Come on, you little bastard. Come on, this should not be this difficult. Tell me I'm even turning it the right way. I am. Good. Look, you little bastard. Just turn the damn shitty wrench. you know the testers who were playing this game were like, we can't turn this thing. And the programmers were like, that's the point. It's supposed to be difficult. You're a baby. It is literally kind of the opposite. Come on. Oh, so now it works when I'm in a position that the baby could not possibly be using it from. I get to this now. Oh, what's this? Sure. Babies suck at stuff, so you do too. That is so right. Babies all suck. Okay, so here we are. Watching this stupid baby do stupid stuff. Come on. Okay. So next week, I may be one of the only people on Twitch not streaming Fallout 4. Like, I'm going to buy Fallout 4, I've got it pre-ordered, and I'm going to play it, but I don't see a point to streaming it, because I think Clarissa and Daryl are already going to stream the game. So what's going on? What is that music? Music got all tense for no reason, it seems. That's the way to do it. Fallout 4, $20, and you'll get the Game of the Year edition that'll come with all of the DLC that I'm gonna have to buy separately. That's the way to do it. Just wait. And if you want to watch it, you can probably just type twitch.tv/ and type in some random numbers and letters, and chances are you'll find a channel streaming Fallout 4. What? Yeah, there's a season pass. I'm sure the season pass will go on sale. And what I understand, the season passes now don't even cover, like, all the DLC. They only cover, like, a portion of the DLC. Yeah, I don't know who that could be. It's probably like some, Oh, Jesus! Some, like, crazy aunt or something? Yeah, I still haven't played any of the DLC for Fallout 3. I played all the DLC in the whole game for Fallout New Vegas, which was great. What was that? Yeah, the one where you're on the the one where you're on the alien spacecraft? I wanted to try that one. Because I liked pretty much all the DLC for Fallout New Vegas. All of it had, like, a charm of one sort or another. Said a word in a while. Mutant Hillbillies. I mean, I've got the Game of the Year edition of Fallout 3. I'm interested in how different it would feel going back to that after playing New Vegas for so long. Because I know a lot of people like New Vegas a lot more. Yeah, this just seems like some sort of crazy aunt or something that just keeps terrorizing you. So now I have to play Metal Gear Baby? Exactly how Snake trained, I'm sure. And the age he started, I'm sure. Okay, I guess being a baby, I can't exactly go through that elevator. How did I get an achievement for killing the baby? The prequel to all prequels, the all prequel edition. Funny thing is, I could see Kojima doing it, because Kojima has quite a sense of humor. I really hope that he goes on to some good things after Konami. It's pretty awful too. Seems like they laid off everyone from the Los Angeles studio. So it seems like the reward for finishing a game is you're done with your job. Did I miss something there? I tried to crawl up there and I couldn't. Nope, still can't. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Looks like we're out of
The next memory. It's your book.
Yeah, this is definitely not a scary game in my opinion.
Before it started to rain.
Quickly, climb out, or there'll be trouble again.
See, the little bunny is climbing out of the hole.
Yeah, scary games can really get me
I'm
pretty
so
well.
glad we made it back. I feared something would happen to us.
But this is definitely more of a suspenseful game, more of just kind of a straightforward whatever.
I've never seen anything like it. A child shouldn't have to go through this. Hey, it's going to be so nice when we're through with all this, and we can play together all the time.
Yeah, I think it's more, the game is more just trying to be maybe unsettling, or just kind of give you sort of a perspective of from a baby.
Oh, she must be so worried about you. Are you okay? I guess we have no other choice. Should we see where it takes us next? Ready? You are.
One thing I am noticing with these very short games is it seems like they almost had one idea and they said, let's just repeat that 3 or 4 times in a charge $10 for the game, and then that'll work. Like Never-Ending Nightmares, very cool look. Like, that is a cool looking game. There was just not a lot to do in that game. I mean, it was a short game, like 2-3 hours long, and it already kind of wore out its welcome. Hell? That's true. Like, people really laud this game, but the game Okami, that game was 80 hours long, and I mean, certainly it had more than, you know, some of these smaller games. Okami just did not have enough depth to be 80 hours. I mean, I know some people who, you know, that is the best game they've ever played. And I understand. I just think that the game needed more depth to be 80 hours long. Yes, 20-hour game crammed into about 90 hours. That's about... sums up that game. Oh dear. Oops. Look to it and everything, and I loved Clover. Like, I mean, they went on to become Platinum, which is, you know, my favorite game studio. And I just wish that there was more to Okame. Hey, Power Magnum. They're making me feel old. I think I played Okame when I was in my 20s or so. My mid-20s? Something like that? I know I bought it. I got it, and... like, everything that Clover made I bought. All 3 games that they made. What have we got here? There's the... we got an achievement for something. Yeah, God Hand was great. Like, God Hand was probably my favorite Clover game. And I mean, that was a great example of a game that was... What is this? Oh. It was a great example of a game that play it for 5 minutes in the worst game ever, play it for 10 minutes in the best game ever. No, I love God Hand. If I were better at playing that game, I would consider streaming it, but I would just be fumbling around all the time. Now, God Hand was super difficult. I don't blame anybody for not, you know, being able to finish that game. What is going on in this baby's mind? Okay, I need the key. Ah, duh. I really need to get Transformers Devastation. I mean, seemed like everything I wanted a game to be. It's it's G1 Transformers with most of the original cast, I guess whomever they could get, done by Platinum in a cartoon style. So, has anybody, like, do you know anyone who who's been playing it, who had, you know, any opinions on that game? Okay, is that done? Team 4-star. Okay, they're those comedians or something. I know they got a long line of people always showing up for them.
What's that sound?
Okay, yeah, I thought they did. I thought they had that Let's Play. I believe they were at AWA this year, and they had a gigantic line of people. I don't really care about them, but they probably were the most popular people at that convention.
Again?
See, it does that, like, screaming thing, but I don't see what it is so often, and so it doesn't really have much of an impact. Now, did they do the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged as well, or is that someone else? Okay. Okay, so that's it's not the same guys. What? Again, like, there's this big scream or effect, and I don't see what's causing it. So there's like not as much of an effect on it, really. Okay, I'm getting the impression that every time a glass breaks, it causes, like, someone to get angry. Not spoopy out of 10, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's meant to be extremely scary, necessarily. Yeah, I need to get further in, frame. Well, that shit's terrifying. Okay, was there a point to that? Just hiding areas? What is this? Oh! That was kind of frightening, but pointless. Yeah, that's what I assume, is the mom gets mad when you break stuff, so that's what that whole deal is. Going the right way. Oh, baby's dead. Again. Okay. Cabinets to hide in. Okay, don't want to fall off the edge again. Oh shit. Finally.
What's this? You don't know what an elephant is? I'm the largest animal.
We've got the final memory. Let's hurry.
Jeez. What is all this muck on the floor? What happened there? Let's try that again. Whatever that was. What? Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Killed by the coat, maybe? Am I dead? Oh. Well, something happened. Okay. So now it's a baby interrogation.
Not now. Not now, hun. I said, not now.
Oh dear. There's Mom's other personality. Oh, she's an alcoholic. Jeez, isn't this a pleasant day?
Sweetie, be quiet now. Mommy had a very rough day. Please go somewhere else. I'll just He
will not take you from me.
If you can't fight and do what Mommy says, I'm going to be very angry. None of us want that.
Oh, right. Mom was the monster all along. So basically this is about, like, just don't have kids. Do the world a favor and don't have kids. Yeah, the bear's arm got ripped off in the last scene. Oh, where's the bear? Jeez, this place is a mess. There's the puzzle pieces. Oh. Jeez.
Stay away from me! I'm sorry. I never meant to. It's too much.
like your gift? What happened to his arm? Don't worry. We'll fix him up.
Holy shit. Wow, they've got some problems in Norway. Wow, that did get dark real fast. Holy crap. Phew. There's DLC dolls for this? Huh. Interesting idea. I mean... Full Sail University User Experience Center? Really? So in the end... Yeah, so in the end, did, like, the mother take you away or something? Weird. Or did the father take you away? Our lovely backers, hashtag save Shenmue. Oh my god. Huh. Now that was a pleasant experience, wasn't it? Jeez. Pleasant and happy times for everyone. Yeah, I can't tell if the man was, I can't tell if the man was, like, the father, or if the man was, like, child protection services, or what? Jeez, a lot of people, back this game. I've got to see now. Yeah, the Kickstarter, you can still see it. Where you play a 2-year-old child, huh? So they wanted 200,000, they got 250,000. And of course, Peter Molyneux was a big supporter of this. Yeah, she wouldn't let him take it. I mean, I guess that you can interpret that as the father, and that makes sense. Well, that was pleasant. Yeah, Peter Molyneux. If at all possible, support this beautiful idea. I wouldn't call this a beautiful idea. Cliff Plazinski, stop what you're doing and go and back this fucking game already. So happy. Oh god, there's a commentary track. And an Oculus Rift version? Well, I guess they didn't get to their final point. Okay, can we skip this? All these backers? There we go. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Like, how do you... It's already... That's probably a good philosophy there, Soga King. Or Usopp. I'm trying to see where you can go to do the, do a commentary track. Maybe that's like a DLC thing, or something... Like, geez, that was really rough. Huh. Thanks, Aardvark. I'm probably going to shut it down now, too, since we have, like, jobs and such to do tomorrow. So, let me see here. Well, I think I'm going to do those FMV Sherlock games. The thing is, those go very quickly. So, you can probably do all the rest of, all 2 of them next time. And, then probably do Contradiction or some other ridiculous thing. Something a little bit lighter than this, definitely. I think we're going to keep the child abuse and alcoholism to a minimum next time, I think. Something a little bit happier. Just go from freaking Costume Quest, lighthearted stuff, to one of the darkest subjects ever. So... Huh. I'm just curious what this is that I'm loading. Additional DLC. What? This is the prologue? How is this now?
Cold. So cold.
Sorry guys, I thought we were done. I just want to... I mean, I'm not going to come back to this game anytime soon, so... I want to get as much out of here as I can.
Please. More warm. More happy. Safe. Thank you. Monsters don't like happy.
This nightmare of being tremendously cold.
The others? Hiding? All scared. Please, help them.
Okay. What was that noise? Looks like a very old-fashioned plane ticket.
Go to bed.
Yikes.
Help, please. Please, help. Cold. So cold. Happy, please. More happy. Thank you.
Maybe I should just get back into bed. Guess that's not an option. I don't even know what else there is to do. Come on. Is there anything? Okay, I'll walk out here. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Okay, I don't see what's going on here even. Doesn't seem like there's anything else happening. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I don't know what's going on there. So, thanks for sticking around, guys. That was a weird game. I'm definitely going to do something a bit more lighter. A bit lighter-hearted next time.